normally art is also like the artist has a message and he wants to communicate it. Is it different in this collaborative processes and in this open art, or what is there a message? Or what do you want to communicate? Is it about communicating, or is it about, yeah, about what is it?
So that's a very good question. I think arts in general, they can either come from within. So I have a motive state that I want to express, or I have an idea that I want to share, and that comes from me. So I want to now speak to others. But I think that I'm always very fascinated. I mean, I have such projects, of course, but I'm also very fascinated by broader themes and broader agendas in a way. So Mix the City, for example, it can be taken just as a musical project, but for me, it's a project where I'm trying to sort of try and allow people to connect with one another and learn more about each other. For me, coming from Israel, we have tremendous political problems. We have difficulty sometimes engaging with people to discuss the issues around complexity and issues around who we are and why things happen the way they happen, also because sometimes we don't really have an explanation. But I always feel that if art can open a door for a conversation, it's going to be much easier for people to listen and to be with one another and to try to learn more about each other. And my projects sometimes also focus on that. So these projects can be through Mix the City, for example, where it's about opening a doorway to another culture through music. Other projects which are more about community building, which are more about trying to bring people together who might otherwise not come together, and also to work through empathy. So I think the positive sides of technology are around when these agendas are at the fore. The less positive sides of technology is when technology overtakes the human message of what it's supposed to convey. When it becomes just about technology, or when technology loses the balance. We find ourselves now at an age where people are so lonely, and people are focused so much on their cellular phones or on the technology of access and information and data, that sometimes we can also find ourselves a whole day going by without talking to anyone. So I think that, there are always positive things and negative things, but we always have to find the balance between them. Otherwise, no matter what we do, things are going to go astray. And I think especially now in this pandemic, where all of a sudden we find within a month, our entire life has completely changed. We should ask ourselves questions on where we're going, what's going to happen now, and how should this and will this change our lives? Because we have an opportunity right now. And if we use it correctly, we might actually be able to do something very positive. If we just go back to how things were, we haven't learned anything, and this will all happen again and again and again. So I think that, just coming back to your question, music and technology have a function that can bring people together, and have a function that they can bring more openness and empathy. It just depends on how we approach the project, and how the audience and users approach our creation, and how we engage with them and have a dialogue.
Yeah, thank you a lot for the interview.